Test, test, test. What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's up? What's up? Let me change the screen here. Bam. All right. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great out there. So, we wanted to kind of say hello and welcome to Evolve. This is our page that we've changed the name to Awakening, Life Path, Walking the Path, you name it. We've changed the name 100 times, but we settled on Evolve with obviously the synchronicity numbers of 111. Let me stop this feed on my phone because it's repeating in my head. Anyways, I wanted to do a live stream for you guys today and just kind of bring you up to speed on a couple of things that we've been working on. So, for the month of April, we actually have a huge slew of amazing items happening that we're going to be talking about, some things we're going to be teaching you, some items that we want to kind of bring forward and have fun with. And this is why we always have this group here. It's fun, it's safe, it's rewarding, and it's positive. And that's what I like about this group. Everybody in this group is very positive and very happy and always really keeps us together in our toes, etc. The great thing about Evolve is, just as the name describes, is your evolution, your strength, your growth. And that's what I've always wanted to kind of mindfully show you guys with some awareness. Everything you do in this group is just your evolution, your strength. Now, some people are going to ask that have joined this group, is this a spiritual thing? I don't consider it spiritual because it's more of an evolutionary growth from within, but a lot of people might see it as that. I see it as we all strive to be the best version of ourselves, and that is huge on every level. Whether you're trying to achieve something on your personal life or on your business life, it all ends up being growth, right? Your evolution, your evolve, if you will. And this is kind of why we've been sort of tinkering with different methodology of this brand to make it grow in a certain way. And so we kind of took a step back 30, 45 days ago on really branding the assets first, then moving forward with dropping a lot of content left and right, which felt great from my point of view. But there was a lot of a little bit here of this, a little bit here of that. It's like you're dropping everything, and people were like, whoa, my head's spinning. This is a lot of cool information, but I have no idea where I'm going with all of this. So we want to kind of take this brand and put a great organization behind it, you know, a good website, a good blog, a good social media impact, YouTube, etc. So we've been working on all of that behind the scenes. So one of the things I like to do is I wanted to kind of bring again a live stream to all of you out there. And hello, hi everybody. So this is what I always do when I get to work. I have a couple of books like this. This one's just called Inspiration, different quotes inside. And what I always like to do is I do this all the time with even when Jennifer's here in the office with me, I'll flip through it and I'll just catch a page as it comes across. It doesn't matter how many times I flip it until I feel it. As I'm feeling it for you guys, here we go. It just got into one. So there's two sides to it, but wherever my finger lands on. And it says, always be ready to speak your mind. I got to flip it over. Always be ready to speak your mind, and a base man will avoid you, by William Blake. And that's actually a pretty good thing. Always be ready to speak your mind, and a base man will avoid you. So speak your truth, speak your wealth, speak your mind. Always don't hold anything back, and really just come out and say it, you know. And that's what's needed in this world, is a lot of us bite our tongues. And it's always good to, especially if you're invoking the best version of you, it's always good to speak your truth, you know, to let it out. And that's kind of why we are also pushing on here, you know, the awareness of being able to speak freely without judgment. I know all of us right now with all the social media, you say something and you already know you're going to be attacked left and right. We don't do that here. You know, we want to have good people in the group that understand where we're coming from, because we're looking at the, you know, the positive side of things versus the negative side of things. So there's always two sides, but you're always shown to look at the positive, to look at the happy, to look at the greatness of things, you know, instead of the negative side of things. So yeah, let me go over to my notes here. As I mentioned, a lot of the site assets that we have changed, the color scheme, you know, this is the new color scheme I kind of settled on. What's been inspiring me? I've been in a streaming class, a live streaming class, and that was for my own personal sake. It wasn't for anything, but I just wanted to take one to see if everything that I've done, from all my film stuff, to my lighting, to my sound, to everything around me, if it's working. And there was a few things that I was not doing correctly that I've kind of learned in that class. But the biggest thing in the class is they were teaching us to go live for our final for 30 days in a row. Every single day go live. And we have a private, safe group. Nobody judges. You go live. Day one, everybody was like this. Hello, my name is Israel, and I like, but anyways, but once people started opening up, they started feeling comfortable. And the training of the class was to go live and feel comfortable in your own skin. And a lot of the lessons in there were hard. I mean, there was one day where I had to talk about how you guys see me versus how I see myself. And I just went, I see myself with the greatest light. I love myself. I'm happy. I'm this. When I peeled all those layers back, I realized that's not true. You guys see me as the happy go lucky guy, and internally, I put myself down. I'm not really empowered. I'm feeling sad inside. I feel broken and things like that. And then I realize, okay, what is the positive of that? How do we change that? And the changes really comes from within. How do you grow? How do you evolve and get out of that funk that you really see yourself internally when you really need to grow? I could look at myself broken from my childhood and just say, I suck at everything and screw it. I'm going to crawl in the ball and go away. But then I realized that's not who I am. I like teaching. I like helping you guys learn things. And let me take a sip of water. But I love to help others grow and not feel sad or not powered. I want to empower everybody and help everybody, and that drives me. That gives me joy. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from that, is always helping others grow. Hence what we're doing, right? You want to inspire every single one of you out there. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video today. And also, I picked up some goodies, and I'm going to give you the backstory. One of the lessons for this month is going to be your personal space, not your bubble, but a space that you carve out, your safe space, where you could meditate, where you could feel safe, where you could feel nobody's going to disturb you, your quiet space, an actual physical space. In order to do that, there are some things that I need to have in my personal space. But also, while I was picking up some items for my personal space today that I want to sort of do a video on later and teach you guys about, is I found some really neat things. I love crystals. I'm a fan of crystals and what they mean behind them. Some people think they're just rocks. I feel the energy. I feel it move within me. And some of them are healing, where I could heal myself and heal others. And that's a belief that I have within me. So I found some amazing crystals that I'll show you guys on in a second. But also, I found something that I wanted to always bring up, but it was always kind of a taboo subject, only because a lot of people see it as, that's the devil's work. That's the devil's work. And I wanted to bring it up. So as a matter of fact, let's switch over to that screen really quick and kind of bring that into the screen. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is my gratitude journal. It's a diary, and I haven't really filled it out. I picked it up a couple of months ago, and it's such a beautiful book. It was actually made by these two ladies in Australia, and it is a beautiful. I mean, literally, it was made. Such a beautiful artwork. It's got your calendar. It's got some amazing sayings. What's the difference between your mind, body, and spirit and soul? Then it's got your intentions for the month. Again, it's such a beautiful book. And I think part of me doesn't want to write on it because it's such a beautiful book, but it is a great book, and obviously a planner. So these are the two that I always have in my possession. Let's bring this back here so we get a little shot of the gratitude. Anyways, while I was shopping today, and I will get to this in a minute, that's why we're here today. But these are the different types of crystals out there, and this one comes from a star. And you know, you can believe it's from an actual star, you can believe it's not from a star, but the elements of this is about intention and motivation. This brings a lot of intention and motivation to you. Let me zoom it in a little more. There we go. And you look at that. And so you're supposed to have this in your possession to have a lot of intention, which is such a beautiful rock. I'm whispering like, you know, Bob Ross. And then you want to take the paint and the brush. Now, this one here, um, this one is cellite. And this one, let me bring it into the light here so you can get a better shot. And then this one really gives your intention more of a feeling whole, feeling connected, feeling part of the universe. That's what that one is. And I can give you guys information on them as well. So then there's that one. But this one caught my eye, and I'm going to get the name wrong on that one. But this one looks like a bat to me. I'm Batman. But it is, if you look at it, it's very flaky. If you ever look at what a volcano looks like when it erupts, the lava leaves this crater flaking type. Let me lay it on my hands and get a better shot. Um, but this one is protection, and the sharp edges represent you being the holder. You know, you protect yourself, and the edges are sort of pushing evil away. So again, oh, that's a good shot right there. It's like looks like a stealth bomber. Um, anyway, so that's that one right there. I caught that. Also looks like a frog when you look at it. Um, and then these two have always been my favorite. This is an angel rock. This is also called a moon rock. But look at the amazing. It's blue, and the thing about these is the way I pick them when I go to a rock store. I put my hand over it and I hover over the rocks, and I feel certain ones heat up or vibrate. This one vibrates when I put it in my hand. It vibrates here and here. It goes bzzz, and I could feel it. Now, when I hold it in my hand, it pulsates here, and it pulsates down to my elbow, and it pulsates up to my shoulder. So I always tend to take these and energize them with the moon when it's a full moon to energize my crystals. And its sister version, because when I grabbed that, I had this one in my other hand. This one pulsates a little different. This one where the three fingers meet, it feels like it's needles going boom, 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 boom on my fingers, and it gives me a lot of energetic feel. Now these are healing stones, so you charge them up with the moon, and the moon rock give healing elements. So for me, if I was to have a headache, I would hover it over the area where I have a headache. Like right there, I have a headache. So I would put it on top of there and sort of look at the intention of taking that headache away. Now, those again, I picked those up today because I just love those and all that. Now this one back here, this is a beautiful one, and this one is very purple or violet. You know, it's almost the color of my new color scheme that I did, but there was a reason why I picked this one. And this one, when I was picking the other ones, literally attracted me. Like I was sitting there looking this way, straight, and I kept hearing this like sonar, like brr, brr. Now maybe my headphones were dying. It's a brr. And I looked over, and this was standing in a corner by itself. And as soon as I pick it up, I could feel it pulsating. It just literally, it's like sonar. It goes, and then, and I thought it was really beautiful. I don't recall the name of it, so I wrote it down, so I'll give you guys the name of it in a little bit. But this is almost like a sound crystal to me. And what this is supposed to be doing is uses this pulsation or sound to repel negative vibrations or frequencies against you. So you have it in a room, and it's creating a sound barrier of kind of like a frequency. Look at this. I mean, this is just a pretty rock. So some of you might just see them as rocks, you know, and that's okay. It's, you know, to the believer. Now, let's get to why I'm here today. One, I know that a lot of you are fascinated by mermaids. I'm fascinated by mermaids. I've always been. I always thought that if you could meet a mystical creature, a lot of you guys want to meet like dragons, right? Game of Thrones. But I've always wanted to meet a mermaid. Now, if mermaids were evil, as a lot of people say, like they're gonna entrance you and take you away and all of that, I'd be the guy gone. I'd be like, take me where you want me to go. I love mermaids. So this is where it's gonna get a little heavy in the conversation, and that's because these are tarot cards. And a lot of you are gonna say tarot cards are evil. Tarot cards are Satan's worship. Tarot cards are demonic. I know a lot of you, including my mother, would say that tarot cards are like playing with a Ouija board. But I'm not conjuring up spirits with a tarot card. I'm pulling up knowledge. And it's knowledge of intuition, it's knowledge of within. It's basically the knowledge of what we subconsciously feel and subconsciously see. And some of you that are empaths out there, because I know a lot of you in this group are, already know about tarot cards. But the reason why I picked these is because, one, they're amazingly beautiful. I mean, the artwork was just, to me, it was very Dungeons and Dragons. If you guys are Dungeons and Dragons, you might know what I'm talking about. But this is just, it's just beauty in the box. And so I wanted to kind of like unbox it, if you will, and show you. But let's talk about tarot cards. So are tarot cards dangerous? I don't know, I'm bringing it up when I'm showing you the screens. Are tarot cards dangerous? Well, much like a traditional ink blots or the emanations, like when you go to like a psychiatrist or a therapist or something, it's stimulating pictures of the mind. It reflects your unconscious mind. So if I have a blotch and it looks, I mean, it's not dangerous. It's what your subconscious is seeing. So the tarot cards are basically facets of human personality. It's what you see in the card. So when the individual looks at a tarot card like these, they recognize unconsciously the acceptance or unacceptance of your personality. Some get scared. I mean, somebody go, what do you mean there's a blade? I'm gonna die. What? And they freak out. No, it's the fear comes just from thinking. But the prediction of this is just looking at a card and really telling you a little bit of your subconscious soul that you're connecting with. You might connect with a card like these rocks, right? Somebody might tell you that because this is jagged edge, this could be an evil rock. Who wants an evil rock? Who wants something that looks like a bat? And to you, it might be scary. To me, feeling this was protection. The jagged edges are protecting against me and putting a force field around me. But it's what you believe, it's what you put in your mind. And for me, tarot cards are just that. Now, another question is, some people say, well, they have no practical use. They're just cards. Well, the belief of cards have always been for fortune telling, right? They're going to tell your fortune. And the reinforce of that is just that there's no practical use. Somebody will put a bunch of cards out. And people go, well, whatever you see is whatever you take with you. And whatever you believe, it's what you take with you. It's your own internal beliefs about yourself. It's what's applied. Now, I could put a bunch of cards and not say anything and say, here you go, read them yourself. And you're just going to go, why is there a knife? There's death. Oh my God, I'm going to die. And it's what you take out of it. But what are your fears really telling you inside, right? The people who have worked with these were always people that lived happy lives, healthy lives, and satisfying lives because they have principles, right? Think of it like this. You don't have a clue where you want to go in life. You don't have a clue. And you're like, I don't know what to do today. What would be the easiest thing to do? Flip a coin. Do I stay in a home today and watch Netflix, or do I get out and be productive to the world? You flip a coin. Is coins dangerous? No, you took a chance, right? You have a belief by taking a chance of a teaching of a coin. It's a coin, heads or tails. But the teaching of these cards, really the practical application is to kind of lead you to maybe somewhere that you're too afraid to go, too afraid to move, there's a predictable direction that you might be fearing that these might sway you to. It's like that whispering ear going, you should go out with all your friends tonight. You just got divorced and you should go out. And you're like, I'm just gonna stay home. Your friends are like the tarot cards. They're going to basically try to sway you, and it is your own knowledge and your own basically decision to do what you need to do. Now, another question that you're going to have about these is, do you have to be psychic? Well, yeah, psychics use these, but so do hairdressers, secretaries, librarians, teachers, lawyers, employers. is real. I literally was walking by my rocks today and I came across this and it attracted me. And I'm not going to say I'm a guy. I mean, that's a beautiful woman, of course. But I saw Oracle of Mermaid and it automatically, I have to buy it. I don't care what it costs. I'm going to buy it. A lot of people that look at these, their desire to basically look at what the cards are going to say and the ability to understand them is a great thing. It's fun. It's intuitive. It's different. The purpose of this is not going to be about what's going to happen in your future. Tell me about my future, which you always hear in the movie. No, the purpose of these is to help you see your past, your present thoughts, and your words, your behavior, your objective view of you. This is the sort of understanding that makes the awareness, like of a potential. And remember what they say. It's like this will help you create tomorrow. This will help you move where direction you want to go when you are very indecisive. So are we invoking spirits? We're not invoking spirits. Are we calling up demons? We are not. So a lot of you that think that there's a misconception of that. Correcting that misconception of that is just that. Now you're going to say, I've never played with tarot. I'm going to be honest with you. I've only been to 2 different places that have played tarot card. A friend that has them that I trust with all my life, and I actually paid somebody. And it wasn't to tell me my future. I just happened to go there because I thought it would be neat to go walk into a psychic store. And I was like, what do you guys do? I'm excited. And she goes, oh, there's some cloud over your head. I was like, well, yeah, it was raining today. But in reality, it was more about connecting and wanting to know, curiosity. And I'm very curious. So do I know how they work? I got a conception. Am I going to learn them with you? Of course, I don't know what they mean. So as we're opening them, ooh, fancy, look at that. Check it out. Beautiful, right? Oh, it's just amazing. I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. So every single tarot card always comes with a guidebook, which explains the cards, what they are. My camera is reversed, so when I move to the left, it goes to the opposite way. So let me move them the right way. Okay. So this is the book that you get, and I'm going to read the back to you. So I'm going to actually move the book over to me so I can read it to you. So here we go. The back of the book. So I leave you now in the care of the wondrous, caring, and subliminal sensual mermaid. May you have many inspired and blessed readings. Above all, may you be blessed by the emotional healing of the mermaids. May your heart become once again unhurt, whole, and appreciated by others who love you dearly and hold you precious. But most of all, may you love your own sensual, emotional, flowing self. You are blessed by water and born by the ocean, and now you have a home and can truly be your whole self once again. Blessed by Lucy Cavendish. This is who created the book. Here we go. Bam. So before we go there, I want to talk to you guys about mermaids. So let's take a look at these just beautiful mermaids. So let's move this one right there. Okay. So what do you know about mermaids? Fish of the sea, right? You've seen Splash. We've all seen Splash. And if you haven't seen Splash, you need to go see Splash. It's a great movie. But mermaids, there's just beautiful, dedicated creatures. But let me tell you about mermaids, okay? What I've learned in my life of the world. Now, whether you believe in mermaids or whether you don't believe in mermaids, have you ever seen a mermaid? Some of you guys have, some of you guys haven't. Do they exist? Are they mythical creatures? Well, until you see them for yourselves, you have your own beliefs. So mermaids have always been these amazing, creatures. And living in the ocean with the dolphins and the fish and all of that. They are dedicated creatures that basically they require your loyalty. They need to ensure that you give your biggest sacrifice to them, and they would be your loyal companion and basically your creative deity, in your world. Their reward, this is a reward of a mermaid, is always the element of blessing your intimacy for you and your partner. So sexual desires, right? That's kind of where we go with that. So let's pick one of these little mermaids up to check it out. So okay, so there's a little mermaid. And then I'll flip it to kind of show you other mermaids that we have here. So let's drop her right there. Okay, so how do you know when a mermaid has made a connection with you? Well, if you find yourself like drawn to the ocean, right? Or maybe when you're walking in the city, you hear the ocean. And you're like, well, I just heard waves. Even when you're a million miles away from the ocean, you might be also be drawn to taking long baths, and that's another thing that mermaids are in your world. Or all of a sudden you start wearing blues and greens, and you're not a person that wears blues or greens, or you'll find yourself humming songs or hymns that put you at peace. That's when you know the mermaids have made a connection with you. So let's talk a little bit, and I'm going to kind of give you a little bit more breakdown of the mermaid. So let me bring her right here. All right. There's certain things and traits of a mermaid. Actually, you know what? Let me find a different picture. Let me find another picture of a mermaid. All right. I want to find one that has, well, let's try this one. Here's a good one. Okay. Maybe I'll do it over here. Here we go. So you're gonna find traits of a mermaid, right? The tail, the hair, the way they move, their demeanor. Some have a hairbrush, a mirror, a cup, etc. So let's start with that. Let's start with like the hair of a mermaid. What what does the hair of a mermaid actually mean? So the hair of a mermaid, this is kind of like her strength. So when you see a mermaid and you see her flowing hair, whatever color it is, it reels you in. It's inviting, it's her strength, it's her magic. It embodies like her sexuality and how intoxicating and her potent of a deity that she is. In short, her sex magic. So obviously two things that attract you right away, her tail and her hair. So let's talk about her tail for a second. So anytime you see a tail, they're always different. Some of them have two tails, some of them have one tail. But the tail is the draw of the energy of the mermaid. It's how they attract you, it's how they bring you in, how they lure you. And if you look carefully, the tail will give you the insight of the type of energy that you're working with, the type of trance, like that one right there, the two fins on that. What kind of mermaid would that bring you in? Her dark hair, to me, that's a very obscure mermaid. That's somebody very dark, very enticing, but somebody that's going to bring you in and not let you go. Versus a goddess type that's there to protect you and bless you like an angel. But you know what? Everybody sees what they want to see. That's what I saw when it comes to that. Now, a lot of these mermaids, they carry mirrors. They carry mirrors, they carry cups, they comb their hair, they have shells, things like that. But let's talk about the shells for a second. Shells like my rocks, they are literally energies of power. When you see them with a shell, they're bringing magical world to the physical world, and they use them to heal. They use their empowering like a crystal, right? Shells carry the magical power that are going to help you. Maybe they have a shell that they give to you as a gift, but that gift could mean many things. It's enticing. It brings you in. It's like I'm giving you something because you gave me something, in return. But it also could be um, healing. It could be a spell. It could be so many things that these mermaids have. Now, when we talked about mirrors that I was mentioning to you about, and I don't know if I have one with a mirror, but let me take a look. And we're getting to the cards. Getting to the cards. Let's see. Let's see if I have one with a mirror, which I do not. But that's a neat one right there. Look at that one. Endurance. But when you look at mirrors, mirrors symbolize basically the hidden things to the naked eye. I'm gonna actually leave this here because that was a cute one. Um, it also represents the past, the present, and the future of your own truths. It's also a mirror represents and reflects self knowledge and self love, and that's really what mirrors represent to them. When they have a mirror and they're showing it to you, they're making you look at yourself, the real you, knowing your self love and your self truth, and that's what that means. Now, a cup, and this is good to have, especially if you're going to be doing tarot cards and of water, it's a grail. It's a grail of receptive, something that you're giving to yourself, drinking it, right? Fertility, womb, cauldrons, the ocean, and bodies such like lakes and things like that. So when you are going to be doing tarot cards and things like that, have some like a chalice or a cup or something filled with water that you're collecting for this purpose. So that's what those mean. And then the last thing I was going to actually mention you, combs. You'll always see mermaids always combing their hair. So, what can we say about those? The comb represents basically the sacred nature of caring for themselves. How you physically do a cosmic ritual or element that merges your beauty and your respect of your body, which represents our love and respect for ourselves. So your ritual of the comb, the ritual that you're doing, that's respect of beauty for yourself. You're taking care of yourself, right? You're grooming. And that's what the comb represents on me. So let's get now to what the cards are. What do they do? Right? They right now when you're looking at them, they look like a deck of cards. We got some aces in here, we got some jokers. What's going on? So these are your cards. Now the book is going to have what the cards actually are going to represent. So let me go into, they tell you how to put them out. So they kind of represent how you would do it. Some they'll tell you to do during moon rituals, but then it'll talk about the actual cards. For example, transparency, what it means, what if it's reversed, so on and so on, and all the stuff that you need to know about the cards. So what we are going to do is we're not going to do a full ritual of cards, but we're actually going to shift them. Some of you guys already know how to shuffle cards. I cannot shuffle cards, so I will basically put them in as best as I can. And they say they're pre-shuffled, but we'll see. And then as we're going to be putting down the card, we're going to be kind of going through what they are. So think of this for you, right? Now, there's not just one way of this. There's many ways of doing tarot cards. But for me, it's about belief and sense and from the heart and intuition. So for me, if I'm looking at this, and I know all of you guys have different ways of doing it, so this is just for me and this is not for you. If I'm looking about my achievements of success right now, let's just talk about that. And again, you can follow the book and tell you how to do that. Yamaya is the card. I'm going to bring it up to you. Yamaya, grandmother, ocean, primordial. That's right. So it shows a mermaid protecting a baby. Now, again, we're looking at that, and there's other ones that we're going to pull up on that. But let's take a look at Yamaya, and we're going to kind of see what that means. Hopefully, there's an index in here so I could find where that is. So let me see if I could find it. Here we go. Yamaya, where are you? Ah, there it is. 125. So I'm going to pull up the page 125. All right, I'm going to kind of go through what this means. This is called The Mermaid Sings. The message is the grandmother ocean. We wish to share you the knowledge of the old ones. There we go. So now for me, I was talking about my achievements of my success of business, right? That's kind of where I'm going with this. And again, some of you that are watching me do this would look at it a whole different way. And yes, I'm going through one card at a time so people can understand the meaning of the cards. The Orisha Yamaya is often depicted as a mermaid, a vast primordial mermaid with a star shining from her head, a mermaid of power who gives birth to the world. How I feel I gave birth to my company, my tech company. It's my baby, right? I protect my baby. And it kind of goes through about her power and recognition is growing in the beginning to ignite us all. She's like a beam of light reminding us of great age, strength, and many, many lessons that we've learned. How can we give more birth to the world? Now, how do we apply that to our items? So, for me, when I'm feeling drawn to this card, when I'm, all of that, I'm looking at my past of my company. I'm looking at the ancient of the company and how I've bled it forward. I put so sweat and tears into it. And I look at the power and the respect I have for this because it's like a baby to me. And when I look at this and I'm reading up on it, looking at it with the third eye and crown chakras, activating this card brings you to become more primal, more protective of yourself and your entity, basically the company, right? Looking at your deeper self of why you've created this creature. So for me, I'm looking at the history because right now I'm reflecting 9 different directions of where I've been wanting to take the company. The way the company is right now is great. It's successful. It's doing what it needs to, but I keep leaning towards video and live stream and things like that. And for me, this card's telling me, well, nurture it and reconnect with it and look at where you've been and where you're going with it. Explore. Here's another word: explore the power and birth of this and empower it, understanding your landscape and what you've seen on the curve of the hill and the belly of the mountain and the womb of the sea. So if you guys can see that, now a lot of you guys are going to go, I have no clue what any of that means, dude. Break it down. There is further pages that I can go on there and see where that needs to, right? Now, a lot of them, they will tell you to follow the path of each different ones being different things. You lay them in certain orders, and there's a lot of you out there that have better knowledge than I do. I'm new at this, so um, but you know what? But let's talk about what everybody likes to talk about: love. Okay, let's talk about love. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk anyway. So I'm gonna pull one out that kind of calls my attention. So let's see. Dreams. Let's bring this guy up. Vivid dreaming, dream messages, and dream teachings. And as you can see, it's got some squids on there, jellyfish, and it looks like a mermaid being surrounded by jellyfish. She's dreaming. So if we were to look at that in regards to that, let's take a look. Page 93. And again, different ones mean different things. So we're just trying to sort of get what that meaning is. So I'm going to start off with here. What do mermaids dream of, right? Like you, sometimes our dreams are more vivid than our waking life. And within these come great deals of freedom, exploration, symbolism, and the messages. Sometimes they carry spirits calling out, wishing to heed of what the soul is speaking. Now, again, it just talks about more about expression of dreams and given messages in your dreams and so on, what you hunger. Dreaming of another life, dreaming of another future, another past. When you sleep profoundly and you have your waking life, do you enjoy your waking life? So would you rather be in your dreams where you're happy, or your waking life when you're happy, right? So for me, when it comes to love, where am I more happy? Am I more happy in my dream world where I can imagine I have a different life, or in this world where I'm teaching you about mermaids and tarot cards? Um, but anyways, when it talks about this card, when this card shows up, it's a sign that the mermaids are reaching out to you through the oceans of your sleep. With this time period, feel your dreams, connect with your dreams. And this is kind of what it's telling you. Not too much to analyze them, but just to be helpful and wise. It's time to feel them and allow their wisdom and guidance to seep into enjoying the waking world. So how can you take your dreams and your reality and morph them into one? How can you focus on that? Listen to the deep messages of that and really take your mind of where it's going to take you. But observe, watch, feel, and experience and live it through the waking day. The wisdom is potent, powerful, and can change your life. So be happy with what you have. So you look at this divination of it, you look at this card and you just go into the deeper world of that. Maybe I'll start journaling more, dream journal, and start kind of getting the information that I'm looking for that's valued to me as I wake up every morning. So again, these are the types of things that you will get. And aside from them being extremely beautiful, there's a transparency, receptivity, the unseen, song of the siren. That's a beautiful one, by the way. Energy field adjustment, freedom. And again, the way I played them is different than most people do. I just wanted to kind of show you what they mean. Fertility, the magic of the Koheno Druid, honoring the masculinity, sacrifice, the crane bag, time out, and so on. Visions, guides, etc., etc. So these are just amazing cards. Aside from the detail and the beauty and the color, they're just amazing. Now, did we practice any Satanism? Did we do any evil worshiping? We did not. We did not. Did we bash the creator or deity and like that? We did not. We did none of the sorts. But it drew me in. it brought me with the beautiful blues because I'm a blue type of guy, as you can see. And it really took connectivity or connection with the other things I've got here. Now, on top of that, the lady who created the tarot cards also had, let me bring this screen over to me so I can see what I'm showing you, also created this bag. And the neat thing about it is my company uses Saturn. And as you can see, there's Saturn right there, but she made, and there's the moon, which is another one that I resonate with. And she showed me this stitching and all of that. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I don't think I have her little card that she signed for me, but basically, my cards would go inside the bag, just like this. And there we go. See, there's my amazing bag. When I told her about Saturn, she was like, I've got one for you. So there is the bag and the book on that. So for me, again, something that might be symbolizing to you might not symbolize for others. I always say that you have to resonate with something that you sense the connection with, and that is big for anything that you do. Sometimes you have to go with that gut feel when you connect with something. For me, this that you see here, it's including my gratitude book, that's my connectivity to this realm of what I'm talking to you about. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be sitting here and doing tarot readings for all of you. That's not kind of the purpose of that. This was a drawn to me personally. This was a connection with me, not a connection to start doing tarot readings for people. It literally drew me in, and mermaids drew me in. And of course, that was something that I felt I had to spend the money on. And of course, they're not cheap, they're pretty expensive. But for me, the connection was these are calling your name. And I, responded and bought them, and was very happy with them. And now I'm excited to learn about using them, and how it can help me grow, whether it's a personal reading that I do in the morning, whether it's pull of a card, whether it's just looking at the pretty pictures and resonate with that, or see what I'm missing today, what I'm stuck on today. How can I move forward with something today? So let's go there for 1 second. I know I've already put them away, right? Something that I've been struggling with today was um, delivering bad news to people, because I've got a couple of bad news that I have to give to people, and not about me, of course, delivering bad news, right? So if I was to take that card of delivering bad news, okay, the present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value, and nowness. Living in the now. I haven't looked it up, so I can read more into it. But okay, so the nowness to me is just telling me, really living in the today, living in not the fear of what's going to happen tomorrow, but really delivering that of today, and how I can deliver those news. I put those back on the screen. But that is kind of the message that I want to deliver today. And the reason why I was also doing this video for you guys is because, one, I'm really pushing more live stream videos, not for ranking, but more for my own learn of using live stream versus recorded. And second, as I sip on this water, was also to engage with you guys, to really just connect with you and bring people in from the group, and kind of show you guys the divinity of things out there. How can you connect with others through this side of magic? Magic is real. Magic is there for you, and it's there to help you. It's not there to hurt you. The universe is never here to put you down, kick you in the nuts or other body parts. And people always go, the universe is shitting on me. That's not the way the universe works. The universe does not crap on you. The universe has motives, but you are your creator. You're the one that's bringing the universe in. You're the one that, if you feel you're being crapped on, it's you. You're the one causing it, because you're bringing that vibration. You're reeling in the bad, and you're feeling the bad and you're getting the bad, the universe is going, well, you kind of want crap. It doesn't mean it's crapping on you. It's you're attracting it. You're pulling it. I want a sandwich. I want water. I'm pulling the water towards me, right? And I spill water all over me. Did the universe drop the water on me? No. That's just I'm a klutz. But you're pulling whatever you want near you, and you push away, you repel when you have fear. And that's the biggest thing that a lot of us don't understand. When things are going bad, you tend to get more badness because you attract that energy. Turn it around. Turn a little tiny nugget of vibration to make a change. For me, if I'm really, really, really going destructively bad and I'm just like, everything sucks, I'm gonna basically, and again, this is me. I'm gonna hover over the rock that's calling my name when I'm vibrationally off. Now these two seem to be vibrating right now, so I'm gonna pick these two up. And again, I've got one on each hand, but I gotta make sure that I feel like when they feel like magnets to me right now, like that, they feel like they're attracting. So I'm gonna take these two and I'll bring them over in front of me. And I'm gonna feel that energy that's feeling on these. And I'm gonna, as I'm breathing in, I'm gonna feel that pulsating through my body and bringing me light and positivity. It's energizing me. It's feeling my joy. It's getting rid of my core. And as I breathe out, these are going to push out that negativity. It's like you notice I'm blowing down, not blowing at you guys. I don't want to bring that negativity to you. And I'm taking out the negative, and these are my receptors that are empowering that charge that I need to bring in that pulsating light and getting rid of, exerting that negativity out. And that right there, my friends, is the way I take negative energy out. When I feel things are going bad, I pull that e-brake. I'm not talking about the physical e-brake. Don't do it in your car. That's not a good idea, especially during the rain. 360s, not a good idea. But I literally just stop in my tracks. I don't care if I'm on the street, in my car, whatever. I just stop. And I just find the nearest crystal that's in me. And worst case, this comes from my Mayans. And this is a protector that me and my brother both got from my mom when we all went down to Cancun, made by the Mayans. Ekbalam is where we got them. I never take it off unless I'm in a shower, of course. But I stop. I literally close my eyes and I connect with that crystal. And I let that crystal sort of melt into my body, into my heart, and then just find those negative spots of energy or frequency and flip them and sort of convert them to a positive spin energy. And as I'm feeling sort of reconnected with the universe and one, then I continue to move forward in a positive manner. I stop at myself in the tracks and go, what was I doing that was bringing that negativity, that energy drop, that draw where I went from a higher state to a lower vibrational state? Another video for another day, but really just kind of brings you into that state of mind, that state of motion. For you, it might not be crystals. For you, it might just be getting away from everybody, taking a drive and clearing your head, driving up to the mountain, or calling a girlfriend to have a wine, and guys too, right? Go watch the game with someone and get your mind, get yourself out of your mind to get clarity. For me, it's also music. If I'm really stressed out, as a lot of you that know that sometimes I do get, I'll throw my headphones and go into my creative mode, and I get my music flow going. And as soon as I'm done with my whatever music I've created, I feel like I just had a 90-minute workout, and I've cleared my head, and everything is flowing in motion because music is my drive. Some of you might have other drives. Music is what calms me. Music is my soul, my entity, and that's what is my muse to help empower me. So whatever your muse is, whatever your connection is, embrace that. Maybe you play the guitar, maybe you like to do crossword puzzles, maybe you like to sing out loud in the shower, maybe you like to bake, mow the lawn, whatever is your muse to calm you down and to center you. That's your key right there. That's the key that you need for your evolution and your growth, is to get to your center and your balance. I had a friend of mine a long time ago named Tiffany, and she would literally get I think it was like a long 2x2. So it's not like a 2x4, it's 2x2, it's like a square, long one. And she would stand on it and balance with one foot for like 5 minutes and then switch to the other foot with her eyes closed. And when she was done, she could do a 360 and land on the same foot with her eyes closed. And that's when she knew she was balanced. She never was a ballerina. She never was a trapeze artist that I know of. Maybe she joined the circus. But that's what she used to do. And that was her center. That was her balance. That was her chi. That was her connection back to where she needed to be ground zero and start fresh. So whatever that is for you, embrace that and take the empowerment of it and really just take that into control of your own life. So I hope this helps, guys. I know I went a little further than I wanted to. I just want to do like a 15-minute, but I went a little further. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll do more of these. Stay tuned. We've got actually a great video coming up on cleansing an area, picking an area. We also have a lot of cool things coming up in regards to journaling and also your mind map, or some people call it a creative board, a vision board, things like that. We've got those coming up this month that we're going to do with you guys, sharing a lot of cool wisdom. So I hope this helps. Share it with your friends and add people to the group. And I'd love to see you more here. And in my class that I had, a totally different in my class, I had like 9 different energy heroes that I'm going to invite to this group that I want to interview because they are amazing. They know their stuff. And hope you guys are here for that as well. Let me know if you want to see something different, positivity, thoughts, motivations, videos, music. I know my friend Jania, I've been meaning to get her back in here to do another energy session with you guys. And hopefully she's watching this video. What's up? But I'd love to get my team back in here so we can do what we used to do before in a higher scale. So we've got amazing things coming. Again, we've got our April full. It's just we've had to do a lot of back leg work to a lot of things that needed to be completed. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you on the next run. Check out this promo. See ya.